So I finally had enough of the terrible stereo in this car. No Bluetooth, no call answering, no satellite radio, no nothing. Basic, terrible garbage. So today, we are going to be fixing this and installing a Bluetooth, one of those fancy new radio things that come in every car with the Apple CarPlay and the Google stuff. Yeah, welcome to Garb Car Garage. What's up, people? My name's Dave. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Garb Car Garage. We're back here with the 2010 Subaru Forester, and today we're going to be upgrading the stereo. So here it is. This is the JAC 11 or 23 car multimedia player. So here we have the screen with the receptacle for the vents. Good 10-inch size. It's a good size screen, and it's a direct fit in for these Imprezas and or Foresters. Audio-visual cables. More things. Looks like the GPS antenna, rear view camera wiring, auxiliary antenna, and some other cables. So it looks like everything we need to install this is in the box. But in addition to this, we also have some Infinity reference speakers. These things are going to sound amazing. They're really going to make the sound quality in this vehicle go up. This wasn't a premium. This is a very, very, very base model. The sound's not bad, but by modern standards, this thing's not great. And we will be adding a subwoofer to this thing later, but that's in a different video. But for now, we're gonna upgrade the speakers, we're gonna upgrade the stereo, and one other little surprise. Tweeters. These are factory tweeter speakers from a premium Subaru Forester model. I was at the scrapyard a little while ago, and I was perusing some of the inventory they had there, and I found that if you popped out the premium speakers, they were a simple plug and play. Now, I went to a similar model to mine, removed the trim panels from around the door. To my surprise, there's a wiring harness. So hopefully we'll be able to upgrade these with the tweeters and completely add a 6-speaker system. So first thing we're gonna do, get in the car, we're gonna rip the driver's door panel off, replace that speaker, and work our way left, right, front, rear, get the speakers replaced and work our way inside. We're gonna start by replacing the driver's door speaker. So it should be a pretty straightforward removal of the door skin. Got a panel there, pop that off. You can see in the hand pocket there's also another trim portion. So we're gonna get a pick, get a Phillips there, and another Phillips there. So this is that plastic trim panel I was talking about. So this on the premium model has a tweeter on it. So all the ones I checked in the scrapyard, when I removed this, the wiring was there to install the tweeter. So let's pop this off. That broke. There it is. The wiring for the tweeter is in place. That is a good thing. So we'll be able to install those tweeter speakers in, and hopefully they're going to work once this is all taken apart. So we'll pull out that broken piece. Luckily, the one on the tweeter isn't broken, so it should go right back in there. Pull that piece out. We'll keep taking the door skin off, and we'll start replacing those speakers. There are 2 more screws in behind the multifunction switch. So we'll get those removed, and we'll should be down to the speaker finally. So we could disconnect these wires and the door handle, but I don't think we're gonna need to. We might. So I do have okay access to the speaker down there. Get that speaker unplugged. And then it should just be Phillips holding the speaker in. There's another bolt. Okay, it's 2 removed. Another one on this side. This would likely be a lot easier if I took this door skin off, but I really, really don't want to. There it is. So if you saw my Civic video, the way these speakers are shaped, you can't just drop a standard 6x9 in here. I mean, you could just self-tap it into those holes there or make your own body holes, but there is a much better solution. So we have here speaker rings. One thing you'll notice about the Subaru speakers is that your top orientation there, they're tapered. So putting the speaker directly in will also not allow it to sit correctly. So these mounts, like the speakers, are tapered. You can see where the tops are similar and they taper the same. So we know this is the left side ring. Say it anywhere. Nope, but you should be able to tell. We're gonna take this ring, bolt it in, we'll open up the Infinity speakers, get those in, and door panel back on, and this side's essentially done. Now, these are Infinity speakers, so they are a very high quality, 165 watt, well, not like a ultra competition speaker, more than enough for running through the factory head unit. So these are the reference speakers. Now, if you're looking for something with a ton of bass, may not be the speaker for you, but we plan on running a subwoofer eventually. These will do the part for the mids and the highs. So we've got the speaker. Actually, it comes with its own installation ring if you're looking for a custom application or something that requires it. And if it's being auxiliary mounted, actually a really, really nice grill. In the packaging, we have speed clips, installation hardware, kind of useless for us, manual, general instructions, but also kind of cool. We have these Infinity speakers, kind of hard to see, but it does say Infinity in white there. I may actually put these on the glass after. Get these speakers screwed in. So the other thing that we have is these jumper cables. This allows us to plug the aftermarket speaker in without having to cut any factory wiring. Now, the only problem I see with this is it doesn't fit. There is enough of a gap that we can see that. I'm going to loosen the ring off. And let's see if we can tuck these behind. Behind, no problem. Now, hopefully, we tighten these up and it doesn't pinch the wires. It would have been way easier if I removed the door skin. But I'm well past the commit line of doing that now. Okay, ring installed, and as you can see, wires are not pinched, not tight. That is perfect. Let's get these speakers plugged in and button this driver's door up. So here's the problem. We used the factory hardware to install the speaker ring. The hardware that the speakers come with is too long, and it's trash. So I didn't think this through, and I don't really have anything. So we're gonna go way overkill with sheet metal screws. Hopefully they don't rip this ring apart. So let's get the speaker plugged in. Nice thing about using the jumper harness is you don't have to worry about polarity being backward. This is either gonna go really well or really bad. Good. That looks like it worked. Let's fire in 3 more and see what happens. And fire the last one in. Looks pretty sturdy, nice and tight. Get the door skin back on, and that's 1 done. Only 3 more to go. And lastly, we got that tweeter. So we're going to plug that in to the existing harness. And we'll just pop her in. There it is. I've already doubled the speakers in this door. All right, so driver's side is all done. We're going to time lapse the rest of the door. Procedure should be exactly the same. Move on to the passenger front door, get the skin ripped off of it, and get the speaker installed. And last screw going in on the last door panel. And that is it. All 4 speakers have been installed on the Forester. So now what we're gonna do, get inside the car, get that nasty old head unit out, get the new one prepped, figure out what nightmare I'm in for there. I know I'm gonna have to run the microphone. Let's get inside this car, and hopefully this thing works as well as advertised. We're inside the car. Now, I haven't looked up any sort of instructions how to do this, so I'm just gonna wing it. I don't see any visible screws or anything around the surround. So what I'm gonna do is just try and pry the face of this off, and I'm assuming it should just pop out. I also have professional level trim tools, yet I continue to use the garbage that comes with these stupid sets. And I don't know why. Possibly because I have to walk 6 feet to go get them. Dash surround is off, and now we have Port Phillips. Remove the head unit. And pull. Yeah, it is a Clarion unit. Not that it matters much. So unplug everything in the back of the stereo to get it out. There it is. Old head unit removed. Honestly, surprisingly, not that bad. Yeah, let's go get all the other ungodly wiring from that box and see what goes where. So it looks like there's 2 power cables, probably one for different style models. They look the same on this side. The one we need is the one with the smaller pins. So it's got this blue attachment, which generally blue is trigger wire for the amp, but I don't understand what the black is on it. Anyways, plug this in. This just looks like a basic ground wire, unless this is supposed to go to this, I don't know. And this, I'm assuming, was probably my steering wheel controls, which are no longer going to be valid, so that's good. This, it's like a GPS antenna. Okay, so amp controls over here on the main harness with all the RCA inputs on it. So I have no idea what this little jumper box does. I think we'll put the radio in and turn the key and see what happens. Let's connect all of the wires. They're all pretty well labeled. Well, not well labeled, but there's only a certain amount of pinouts for everything. This one, which is all of our RCAs, video out if we want to do anything interesting later on. Okay, we got those plugged in. There's a USB cable. This I may consider later on running an extension. So it gives us, interestingly enough, 2 USB inputs. This is just like a single video out. Maybe it's for the backup camera. I don't know. I'm plugging everything in. So this is a 5-wire that goes here. Here's our mic. I mean, it's not the cleanest looking thing, but this really isn't a show car. So I'm just going to tuck it in behind the A-pillar trim panel here and run it down the dash. So we have successfully run the mic. Let's plug the mic into the unit. Get the radio in. I mean, it clicked in. I don't know how well it's going to stay, but it's in. So we're going to take all these extra wires, just tuck them back here for the time being. Now the other thing I've noticed here is this is the factory surround unit. It has these plastic clips to hold it nicely in place. Here's the aftermarket unit. No clips. So we're gonna have to transfer all these plastic clips over to the aftermarket unit to let it sit in place. Good. That just launched into the back. All right, I gotta go find those other 2 that just decided to take off into the atmosphere. All right, found them. One was literally against the window and something else I had pinned back there. And the other one moved the seat 6 times, couldn't see it, then all of a sudden there it was. Put our vents in. All right, let's fire her up. Android screen, long boot. I'm hoping that this is not an every time I get in the car occurrence. Still booting. Okay, let's go to our music.
Don't worry about what he be doing. It's DJ Smokey.
Call Lauren.
Sure, calling Lauren Luo.
Hello?
Grumps,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Okay, good. Yeah, you're actually part of the video right now because I'm using the new stereo for the first time. How does it sound?
Pretty good. It's clear.
All right. The only thing I'm disappointed about is I don't have steering wheel controls anymore. There's no provision for it, I guess, with this specific radio. I might be able to wire this in permanently, but I'll have to cut wires and All right, so we've been testing the stereo speaker combination for about 24 hours now. And I can tell you, the speakers in this car sound absolutely amazing. Because we throw backs to cruising around in high school on McNally's 93 Accord with the system booming. All that I'm missing now is a little bass, but that will be addressed in a later video. For a cheap Amazon head unit, a couple things that aren't great for it. The loading screen. When you initially get in the car, the loading screen is anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, which is fairly long for a modern stereo. A little bit frustrating. But if you do quick ins and outs, it does keep itself powered up for a decent amount of time and it isn't that bad. So in the morning, first getting going, it is annoying. Now the length that was showed in the video is actually a cut down version from what it actually is. So if I was to have one complaint, the loading screen would be it. Other than that, the resolution is good. The Android Auto works great. The maps are responsive. Calling is crisp and easy to understand. The texting prompts are great. It's just like it is on my wife's new Camry. I can't be any happier with how it turned out. Speakers, what can you expect from Infinity speakers? Even the reference speakers being more of their entry-level line, the sound is purely amazing and it's a huge, huge upgrade. Those tweeters actually really help with vocals on it. I found the overall audio experience in the car has improved by 7-fold. It is just absolutely night and day difference inside it. I want to take the time to thank everybody for watching me today. I'd like to thank DJ Smokey for being the exclusive music provider here at Garb Car Garage. And we got a lot more cool stuff coming. Subi's not done. Civic's coming back pretty soon. Beamer, I've got a huge amount of things planned for that gonna happen. So the Beamer has a huge list of things that are planned for it. We should be seeing the Fiat again and maybe a couple more surprises. Like, subscribe, comment. I try to answer as many of them as I possibly can. And we'll catch all you guys in the next video.
That's all, folks.